Welcome to our chateau. We've been slowly bringing this old building back to life, turning it into a comfortable family home and nudist retreat. Oh, I'm kidding. Our home will never be comfortable. So this is the calm after the storm. We had a massive windstorm last night. You can see we lost a branch from the sequoia. The buildings look good. Barn door got flown open. The ladder is a bit askew. Hopefully we didn't lose any trees in the LA, or some chairs are down over there. I asked Lincoln last night, I said, did you hear the big storm? He's like, nope. I do not understand. So the next step is to try to remove this shower. A friend of ours loaned us his jackhammer. This is a bit small, so I think we'll be able to get the tile off, but not the major, the big cement portion off. Another friend of ours has a big, giant one. It's more commercial, so we might have to borrow that to get the cement structure out of here. Plan B is this. I don't know if we'll have much room to swing in here, so it's always an option. We'll see what happens. So get this shower out of here. I'm sure you're going to be doing this much faster than me.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I tried it. You may finish, sir. So we still have quite a bit of ceiling to take down, but we had to stop because it was so cold.
It was very, very cold.
It was just, you know, below zero. We can resume this week. Mm-hmm. Get this down. Some people were like, well, why didn't you put a big chute out the window and put them into sacks?
Basically, because when you take it down, it's on the floor. The windowsill is about 4.5 feet high. So we would have to pick it up and throw it out the window. It's easier to go through the floor. We don't want to take the stuff outside before we're ready to get rid of it, because once it gets wet, it's a total mess.
That's not the only issue. You have to separate it.
Well, right. But
so if we have sacks and sacks of debris, we need to dump that debris out and then separate it again. So the déchetterie, which is the dump, they won't allow you to bring mixed materials there.
Well, there are certain things that they make you separate, like wood, plaster, stone. I mean, there are things that they'll say, no, you can't do that. It makes it easier. Let's swoop it into the floor and
under the rug. Deal with it once it's, you know, that'll be a day's work down there.
It looks like a big pile of crap, but it doesn't really take that long to get through it.
Yeah, so stop sending us messages. I won't put that in. So this is our home away from home, right?
Yes.
So you have to be really careful where you put things here because you will get yelled at. And you have to separate everything. So straight ahead over there is where all the plaster goes. And then over here is where all the wood goes. And you've been yelled at before, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually for things that you packed.
Yeah. So that's plasterboard.
Right, and in this one,
That's
they put pot of Blanco. It's like no plasterboard in that one.
right. It was time we added a few new tools to our Chateau arsenal. We've usually just borrowed things from friends and always say we need this or that, but since the cottage project is underway, it's time we picked up a few new items. Do they have these in the US? This is a pizza vending machine. So you can choose what type of pizza you want. I'm not gonna get one. I've had them and they're horrible. We did it as a goof once. So let's see, what can you get? Tomato, Emmental, goat cheese, Oriental, kebab, Indian, salmon, wool, burger, margarita. Anyway, it's fun if you come to France and you're on the side of the road and you're starving to death. But otherwise, I don't recommend it. So, if you're going to renovate a chateau, what tools do you recommend purchasing? Because we've been short on tools for...
We've been needing one of these for a while. This is an impact driver. So, like if you're trying to put a big screw into a really thick piece of wood, a regular drill just won't even go in. Well, I've got all that wood that I need to remove screws from that I took down from the ceiling, and my drill just won't even turn the screws. And when I borrowed a friend's, which was this type.
So they make several of them, and they vary in price. I mean, look at this one. That's €400.
Oh, that's the limited edition McLaren.
Oh, so that's fancy. That's like getting a Mercedes AMG or something. Your drill is souped up. So impact driver, super important to have.
Yeah. If you're trying to drive any kind of big screw, long screw into wood,
into beams, that sort of thing.
I mean, you just
super helpful.
You have to push on it real hard to keep the head in the screw, but it works. So
the other thing that we were missing is jigsaw, which is one of these. I think, did we buy this one?
I don't
18 volt, I think that's the one.
Which one it was, but yeah, this one's got a plug, so that's probably...
Yeah, so we're going cordless with most of our...
Oh, we already have DeWalt batteries from other pieces.
Yeah.
So when you buy them, you can buy them without battery and charger, and they're a lot cheaper.
Exactly.
If you already have the batteries.
So for most of the tools, we're sticking with the DeWalt. And then, so the impact driver, the jigsaw, and then
an angle grinder. The battery one, but this looks kind of like it.
They don't have, so an angle, how... So tell the people what you would use an angle grinder for.
You can You can pretty much grind down anything that's got you've got serious blades on there, and you can. It's good for almost anything.
I know. If
you're trying to destroy something. Basically.
I've used one for tile. Grinding down a little bit of tile, and that seemed to work really well. We obviously already have this circular saw, which we need a new blade, right?
I forgot to measure it. So.
And then the other thing that we just got, which is really important, is a what would you call that? Table saw, chop saw. Chop saw.
Yeah, so you can,
Yeah.
They've got it all locked up, but it runs in and out, and you can adjust the angle someplace. I hope you can adjust the angle on this one.
Adjusting the angle, this part would pivot.
There it is right there. Of course it goes this way. Yeah.
This is one of the only stores that's open on Sundays.
Right.
I mean, I shouldn't say in France. In Paris, major cities, stores are open, but in our area, this is the only one open. The way we get in is you have to say a code. They've sent us a code.
Right, a command code. Well, I don't know.
So you have to press the button and say the code, but you have to say the numbers in a certain way here.
Right.
Which really confuses me because I'm bad at math. I'm bad at numbers. My French sucks.
Well, see, this is 441653. But the way they say it, 441653, which would be 44 16 53. And they're not going to understand me when I do it.
I had to do it once, but I just did it number by number, and they realized...
You didn't know what the hell you're talking about.
Well, they found my order number, but I was really embarrassed, and they were like, okay. So, let's see how you do.
Do I have to push something?
You have to press the button, yeah.
Bonjour, commande 44 16 53. Excusez-moi. Miller.
We get this often. We begin a conversation in French, and then the other person immediately starts speaking English to us. I guess we need some more practice.
But usually when you buy the ones that are without the battery, you just buy the instrument itself.
It's just in a cardboard box.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's nice. So we have the cases now.
The cases, oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's great.
You can organize your things a little better.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tiny. Did you know that was that small?
What?
I thought it was could be like.
No, they're big. See the blade?
Does it telescope?
No, but look, the blade starts here.
Oh, I see.
So it's big.
Yeah.
So the blade starts here.
It's in two pieces.
It's in two pieces. So this is something that I sort of wanted to have one of these Japanese saws to cut wood. I've seen them, and I think they're kind of cool. So, all right, off we go. The store was only a quick drive to the water, and we couldn't resist a visit to the Atlantic coast since we live on the English Channel. think it's time to go. Cold.
It's really windy.
Really windy.
At least it's a warm day. So this is one of the new tools we picked up yesterday. It's an impact driver. If I attempted to do this with our regular drill, there's no way it could drive these screws in. So I'll try it with this, see what happens. So I went through this piece and into the beam just to make everything tied together and extra safe. So easy peasy. There you go.
So here I stand in my half-finished garden. I had high hopes last year and things just didn't work out as planned. We have all the wood to continue to create 2 more beds here and then just put some edges around this bed and the one behind it. And then that is it for vegetables. I do have plans to put cutting gardens on either side of these beds. Nothing large, just enough to have some flowers for the chateau and outside, because who doesn't love fresh flowers in the house? So the idea is to just edge a bed out. I'm not going to use wood. So probably sort of in this area, nothing particularly large. Put in maybe some dahlias and lilies and cosmos, anything you can think of. And then I'll put another one on that side, right over here, since I already have a bed that I used for carrots last year. So I'll just extend this a little bit. The same with the other side. I had corn growing there 2 seasons ago. So I'll just extend the beds and edge them out and then get some flowers in for cutting. I'm just really excited to get out here this season. I've already ordered seeds. Once those arrive, I can show you what I'm planning on doing this year. This will be moved. I'm going to transplant these boxwood over to the front of the chateau. I'm going to create a small little herb garden right outside of the side door, because it is kind of a pain when it's raining out to have to walk all the way over here to get your herbs for cooking, and it'll be convenient for the cottage as well. I would love to just get out here today, but I have other things to do, like edit a video. I always say if I had my choice, I'd be out here 24/7, but it's not possible. In case you didn't catch last week's vlog, I highly recommend you do. A stray kitten followed our daughters home from a long walk one evening. I then discovered him in our barn 2 days later. We took him to the vet twice, first to check for microchip, tick removal, and an FIV test. Then again, because he hadn't eaten in almost 24 hours. We believe he was struggling with parasites, and soon after he was eating and playing. I know I sound like a broken record, but please spay and neuter your pets. Outdoor cats lead shorter lives due to injuries, parasites, and predators. It's not a great life. So yes, we've welcomed little Pancake into our home. His moniker, courtesy of our oldest daughter, and his middle name is Mr. Orange. So the cottage gutters were pretty much toast. They've just disintegrated over the years. After we cleaned the gutters, we realized there were some just massive holes in here. So they had to be taken down. And there were some repairs that had been made. They lasted a little bit, so it was just time to get new gutters up. And fortunately, our friend has experience in installing these gutters. So the new gutters have been put in, but they're not fitting tightly enough because these brackets are a little too small. They will fit, they just need to be fiddled with a little bit. So it was too cold the other day. So he's got to come back, you know, and just sort of bend them into place, and then the gutters will fit. It's a little difficult to remove the brackets and start over because you would need to remove a layer of the slate in order to put the brackets back in and then replace the slate. So we're going to go this route. Hopefully they'll bend into place and everything will be fine and we'll be waterproof again without any drips down there. I do want to get all this ivy off because it's been bothering me, but it was so windy yesterday. I didn't want to risk being blown away. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, and if you have something to say, leave us a comment.